Thank you for tuning into the Inside Sports Report right here on TV 20. I'm your host, Christian Patterson. Swimming, the only sport with no half times, no substitutions, no timeouts, and you only get one shot for your goal. With only 3 active swimming teams in the Senate Athletic League, the atmosphere at these meets are more like family gatherings because swimming is all about good times. Swimming is the ultimate escape. When you swim, you're literally immersed inside a quiet, refreshing, technology-free element. Some people swim for leisure and some people swim to compete. Don't get it twisted. Swimming is a very strenuous sport, and some athletes don't know until they try it.
I didn't really know how to swim at first, but then throughout my junior year, or throughout my freshman and sophomore year, the team helped build me up, and they just built my confidence. They helped me when I didn't want to do it anymore. And no, you're not quitting. You're not quitting. You're not quitting. So I just kept doing it, and now I like it. I love it. All I want to do now is swim.
Seeing people do it in public, it's at public swimming pools. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I actually want to learn how to breathe the right way, how to actually swim. So for 2 years, it's just swimming solid.
Swimming is also one of the least dangerous sports in terms of risk of suffering a sports-related injury. It also works every muscle, so it's great for the body.
One, it's great physically. I mean, you'll be in the best shape out of any sport just because you work all the muscles and it's cardio, and so there's a lot of benefits just on that alone. Plus, it's individual sport, but it's also a team sport. So the kids will get involved with their other teammates swimming, and it gets kind of exciting when you got a good race going on.
It's a sport you can play the rest of your life. It's not like football or basketball or baseball. This is something, it's a lifetime sport. So that's a major reason why a lot of kids should do it.
When kids think about being recruited for college scholarships in sports, the first thing that comes to mind is usually football, basketball, and baseball. But swimming is actually a sport that has many scholarship opportunities for deserving student athletes.
My boy Dean in the 500's got a great opportunity to get a free ride to college. He's only a 10th grader, and he's already set 2 Senate records. And he's going to the state playoffs this year for swimming. He's the hardest worker, and he's like a sponge. He takes ideas to heart, and he puts them into work. First one in the pool, last one out of the pool. Never misses a practice. And he encourages the other kids to work harder. He's a great asset to the team.
There's another level of dedication to practicing when it comes to swimming, and Dean is putting the work in to make it to the next level.
It's a lot of practice. I go running, I go swimming, I go to the gym all week. I want to go as far as I'm possible to, so I would love to go to the state.
My 11th grader, Cody Schmigel, he's also, I want to get to districts. And I'm like, your times, we got to get these down. But it's good, it's motivating for them. Both of those 2 underclassmen, Yoshi and Cody, are asking me how can we try to getting into college and combining the 2. So we're having the discussions, Division III versus Division I, and then Cody is also the captain of the golf team. So I'm like, you got a lot of options here. So we're constantly discussing options, as well as it's not just one thing or this, everything that you want to do. Yeah, so no, it's very easy for me as a coach to try to see what else we can do beyond their 4 years in high school.
I completely want to do it in college. I'm trying to drop my times as best as I can. I'm working hard, I'm running, doing push-ups wherever I can, and I'm pushing myself. And next year, my senior year, I'm not playing no games.
And with the Senate Championship coming up, bringing home the first place trophy is important to these devoted student athletes.
To me, it would mean that the whole team actually worked together. We put in work, came to practice. We put in a lot of yards when we come to practice. So it's all the hard work we did paid off. So that's what it would mean to me.
The East Tech Scarabs are the reigning Senate champions in boys basketball, and they have been for a while. Now, with an 8-0 record in the Senate, an 11-3 overall record, the Scarabs look like the favorite to win the Senate once again. But I'm sure they have their eyes set on a more significant goal, a state championship. The restoration of one of the most prominent basketball programs in the city of Cleveland is legit. Before their 2014 trip to the state tournament, it had been more than 40 years since their last appearance. This year, they're looking to win a state title, but before they can think about the states, they have to win their conference. 2 years in a row, the East Tech Scarabs have won the Senate Championship, and now they're looking for a three-peat.
Just dating back to, actually I got the exact dates. Our last Senate loss was February 5th, 2013, and it just so happened that the city championship would fall on that date. So to win a third city championship in a row on that particular date, you know, it would mean a lot.
That means a lot to anybody, like, just the East Tech community, that mean a lot. And for me, just not losing in the Senate, that also means a lot to me.
Coach Moore is leading a very talented team that has the potential to do some big things this season. And over the past couple of years, he's had a plethora of talented student athletes.
I've been blessed. You know, like I said, I've always been blessed with great athletes. I think the biggest difference was, I think the turning point for us was 2012 when the Plain Dealers started to take notice that East Tech is, you know, in the district finals or somewhere around it annually, so they started to take a lot more notice. And when you get a lot more media attention, you get to see the personalities that we have. You get to see just the flat-out talent that we've had. And then, you know, I've been blessed enough to have guys who are very coachable and, you know, turn them into outstanding basketball players.
And one of those outstanding basketball players is Markell Johnson. Markell is currently ranked 54th in the ESPN Top 100 in the nation, number 2 in the state of Ohio, and number 1 in the Cleveland area. But besides the rankings, Markell is a great teammate. Senior guard Keith Griffin talks about his relationship with Markell and the type of player he is.
Great friend, great brother, let me say, great brother, little brother, great friend, man, because he got me here. He got me on track. He stayed calling me in the morning, telling me, come on, get to school. Come on, Keith, what you doing? You in class? Stay just talking to me, you know. He do stuff that I would like. He doing mature stuff. Like he ain't no average 10th grader or, you know, 9th grader, 11th grader would do. Like
Markell is just, like I say, first and foremost, he's a phenomenal person. Not just, you know, and God blessed him with some elite athletic ability, but the beauty in him is that for him to be so good, I tell him this all the time, he's very low maintenance. He doesn't take a lot of coddling. He does what he's told to do. He's big on relationships, and fortunately for me, I have a great relationship with him, so anything that I ask him to do, he does it. But for him to come here and for me to be blessed enough to help him hone his skills and get him to an elite status as far as, you know, he's getting recruited nationwide, and for him to be ranked in the ESPN Top 100, it says a lot about him, but it also says a lot about my ability as a coach to help bring out all the talents that a player has for the high school level.
Markell is a very hard worker. He ultimately wants to be a professional basketball player, and so his grind doesn't stop.
I mean, I worked hard, like off the court, even off the court in the classroom. From what I had before, I work real hard. I mean, I work on my game every day. After a game, I go down to Cleveland State, me and a couple of my teammates, and just shoot on the machine. So I work on my game every day.
His hard work on and off the court is going to pay off in a big way. Right now, Markell has numerous college offers, including
Louisville, Virginia Tech, Cleveland State, DePaul, Florida, a couple more. But, I mean, I really haven't cut no schools down yet, so I'm blessed. Just like Coach Brett said, like the 1% of everybody get recruited or something like that, so I'm blessed to even have colleges coming in here and just coming to see me.
With so many colleges interested in Markell, his coach is there to keep him on track so he can make the right decision for his future.
What I tell him is that follow your instinct. Your gut will tell you exactly where you need to be. I also tell him too, because of the attention, you know, needs to do a lot of things like make his circle smaller. You know, the less people you have in your decision, the better decision you'll make. You know, there's a lot of people who, you know, may want to attach themselves to him on the perception that he may make it to the NBA level. You know, my job as a high school coach is to make sure that he's prepared for the collegiate level. I think that his God-given ability will allow him to, at some point, get paid to play basketball, but my job is to make sure that he's prepared for the college level. But at the same time, you have to discipline yourself for one and eliminate distractions, and that includes people.
Right now, East Tech has a very impressive winning streak. They haven't lost a game in the Senate Athletic League since February 5th, 2013. If they remain undefeated in the Senate Athletic League throughout the rest of the season and win the Senate championship, that will make them 40-0 in the Senate. A team with this much talent that's on the same page will definitely be successful. And when you mention the ultimate goal, they're all on one accord.
Our ultimate goal is to get to Columbus. I feel like we definitely have the personnel to do so. We've moved from Division I to Division II, so we face a set of new challenges. We've got kind of comfortable being one of the front runners at the Euclid District in Division I, and now we have our work cut out down at Stowe, in the Stowe District. You know, we got Central Catholic, Akron Holben, Benedictine, and, you know, a host of other schools that do well annually. And, you know, it's a set of new challenges, but I think we're up for the challenge, and we definitely have the personnel to come out of that district as well.
To go back downstairs and win this time.
To win stakes. So we don't want to make it. We want to do something people ain't did. We want to win it. Right. Win the whole thing.
On Monday, January 18th, the Cleveland Cavaliers celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day by tipping off the team's annual Black Heritage celebration at the Cavs vs. Warriors game. This special evening matchup will be the first of 4 themed nights throughout the month-long celebration. The Cleveland Cavaliers' 12th annual Black Heritage celebration acknowledges Black history and the difference makers of the past and how they inspired change to give the next generation the opportunity to realize their dreams. On April 26, 1967, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. visited Cleveland, Ohio, and gave a speech at Glenville High School. In honor of Black Heritage celebration, the Cleveland Cavaliers produced a special video tribute, and they presented his 1967 speech with the help of Cleveland news anchors Wayne Dawson, Russ Mitchell, Danita Harris, and Tia Ewing. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we are not makers of history. We are made by history. In other words, you have to know where you came from to know where you're going. Thank you for tuning into the Inside Sports Report. Make sure you continue to tune in each and every week for an inside scoop on your Cleveland sports scene. And stay tuned for the bottom line up front with City of Cleveland Media Relations Director Dan Williams.